Okay, says I'm live. Everything says I'm live. Let's see here. Okay. I don't know. CRPT. Okay, here we go. CRPT. Cryptorium. This is marked in green. This is something we can trade. It's also something I'd like to trade. So I've got my resistance lines already marked up from previous efforts, and it's still respecting them. So let's look at this and see if there's anything in the immediate that we can trade. Because if we look closely, we're going to bring this up a little bit. See, we just crossed downwards, so we're not looking like we're going to have a good trade right here at the moment. This blue line just crossed downwards right here. So, we can expect a short right here if we wanted to. We just mark it to the highest right there, and then we set it up in a 2. Alright, that's where we expect it to come down to. That's based off of that one, but I mean, if we back up here to where we're at, we've got this crossover here and a crossover here. So if we were to look at this one, we can take a long position right here, and there's our low. We go up to 2. We could actually expect this one to come up here to, honestly, I think we just take it on up to our resistance line right here. That would be our expected gain on that one. We have this wick down, so I think we just hit our magnet here and we just stop right there at the bottom of that candle wick. That basically gives us a 2-to-1. And I think that would be a trade that we could take. Let's look a little bit closer here, because currently, this is one that we could take, but it's a little bit too late now to try to get in on it, because I don't think we have enough percentage to even try for a hopeful. Actually, hell, that's 4% gain right there. If we were just gonna try for the hopeful right here, we bought in right now, so and go for the 4% gain, thinking we're gonna get to the resistance line. It's not a bad option, but then again, we look at this next candle right here, and it's already red. It's like I said, it's still not a bad option because we're trading off of this point. We're still looking at our sell point being down here. you know, if we were to take and change this to where this is our buy-in, the bad portion here would be that this is our stop loss. I mean, you could always bring it up to here, I suppose. I guess that's what I would want to do. But I mean, this isn't really a good trade to take with how high we are. But looking at it, we're crossing back over and we're headed back up. So I don't have a good reason not to take it, except for how high we are right now. We're really high in the RSI. We're sitting here on top, and it looks like a good point to turn back. But you know, we're almost about to hit our stop loss on the downward swing that I was mentioning a moment ago, which isn't a bad thing. So that would have been one that you lose. By the looks of it, we just lost it. We wicked over. So there's a losing battle on our down. It's okay. That's all the more reason why when we're green, we do not take uh we do not take shorts. We look for buys when we're green. So and oh, it's just gonna toy with it. but but I mean, see, there you go, up, down, up, down. It's all that. Um, but this is basically a 1-to-1 ratio right here. And it's because of the way that the trade is. It's really too high. This is a trade you want to be in right down here, or even better, right down here. And we're just not in a good buy position for it. Uh, that doesn't mean it's a bad trade, mind you. We took the buy. We're still looking for the at least 1%, and we may get it. We may even we may tap out too, but you know, on this one, I think your tap out line could be lower just because you want to give it a little bit of room. I think it has a lot of room to reach this point here, so I think in order to gain that 4%, if you're buying in at this level, you might want to give it a little bit extra leg room to get that run up if need be, because what happens is you're really high in the RSI, you might need to come down for a bounce and then bounce back up to hit it. So, okay. So we'll come back to CRPT. Is there anybody in the chat? Nobody in chat. I don't even know if I'm live. I hope I'm live. I hope I'm broadcasting the right things. Da, da. What about Rose here? Nope. GMT, still no. API, big no. OMG. That that is an almost. What about Shiba? Shiba, no. Nothing on Jasmine. ACH, no. BLZ, no. QSP, hell no. NCT, not a bad one. They flipped upwards there for looked like they really wanted to go sky high for a moment. Oh my god. Gala did fall. You know, Gala did falter here with everybody else, but they've already recovered. That's saying a lot. You know, I mean, Bitcoin took its big shit today, and Gala, you know, granted it hasn't fully recovered, but it took that drop down and came back up in a hurry. It does not like being down. It's gonna follow that wave on up as it comes. That's not a bad thing. My boys with CLV here. I don't know. I held them for so long. I really had faith in it, but with Bitcoin, it just really helped it shit the bed, and I couldn't hold on anymore. Let's see. True GRT. Now this is kind of a funky move here. Huh. But I guess they are following their own trend here because Bitcoin, yeah, it took and fell, but you know, and you can see this is Bitcoin's influence, but this is their own. So I would have to say that GRT is just on its way downhill on its own without help. SKL. Ugh. Ooh, Alice. There is no Wonderland for Alice. OGN. A very, very boring uh, way to try to trade, but I don't see anything at the moment. Just nothing that is exciting. Um, Look at XTZ. XTZ. Coinbase. Whoa. Hello. Hello, Nuss. How are you? You just took off there, didn't you? What the hell? Okay. So we need to keep an eye on this and look for a dip here. Let's look at this on 1 hour and see if we can't mark it up. Okay, so I'm not gonna look at it further than that because I'm looking at immediate ins and outs at the moment. So let's see. We're gonna take this point. Looks good, and there. There. That. That. Alright, now we got basically highs and lows above and below our point here. Let's see what that one is. Something happened right there. Looks like you've got a point of resistance or support right there too. So, and this one we're looking at the 1 hour, and you know it went up and it shit the bed a little bit, but it didn't just crap out. This XTZ is holding steady. I think we may have found one that has found a bottom and might be working its way. Alright, so let's look at our 5-minute chart again now. Okay, we are sitting green. I don't know yet. Let's see. we're gonna look at our. Right now we're crossing downwards crossing, so this is not a buy at the moment. But looking at it, I think I would be a buyer if it come down to between here and here. I think I would. I think I would be in at those marks. So let's see here. If it comes down to within here, I think I would buy here, and I can set my stop loss at the next lower resistance. Then I would be looking at right there at the very one above it. So if that would give me a 2 to 1 right there when we're looking at 6.4%. So I think that's one we would watch. I mean, because this one right here, I think if it come down to this level, that would be a good buy-in. You buy in here and run it up. That's, granted, all of our indicators are in agreement. But looking at this, I think if you're just trading on resistance levels, this is probably a good resistance level to buy in. Let's look at our fib, and we'll run our fib from bottom to top here. And yeah, that might even be too low of a point because it says my connection is back. So at any rate, like I said, what I would be looking for on this one would be, yeah, I think I would want it to come down to here before I would be a buyer because, but even as I say that, when I look at the fib here, you want it to bounce off of these levels, and I look at it compared to the RSI down here, and I just think it's got to come down all the way to here, or even to this support line, in order to get enough juice to continue up higher. I think it's just running out of steam up here. So that's where I would be looking at. Uh, yeah, I think that's a buy that I will take if it comes down there to come up. We'll have to look at it at the time. Is there anything anybody wants to chart or look up? Do let me know. How about you, Zigoth? Do you have anything that you want to look at? Bico. What is Bico? No. Sure. Alright, well. VXB. I did chart VXB the other day. This was a fail. I charted VXB and uh, took the paper trade. It hung in there and hung in there and hung in there. But finally, with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin dropped, it shit the bed, and that's where we found it. That is still sitting in there in shitty bed sheets. So BXB has continually found new ways of making new lows. Sorry, BXB. It's true. Anything new with File? File has also shit the bed with everybody. ENS. ENS is a great one to play with. Uh, Mind you, though, when Bitcoin drops, it loves to drop. But this bad boy likes to move in big degrees. And I say big degrees because I'm looking at 5% movements. It's, you know, several times a day. Often, you got this 5 degree movement here. There's 7 degrees. Get rid of that magnet. We got 4.5 degrees. I say degrees for percent. I'm sure you guys know what I mean, but I mean, here we dropped 7%. But if you were in this area and you sold out, uh, about the time that you hit that 200 line, then you're looking pretty once you buy back in here and you come back up to 5.86. I mean, you're sitting there like, oh my God, you know, and you're getting a deal. But it does this all day long, every day, moving at 5% ranges. I mean, there's 5%. Uh, you know, I mean, you see it over and over and over and over. ENS is one of those types of cryptos that if you want to make money and you want to do it quickly and make 5%, 10% in a day, things like that, you can do it. Is definitely one of those good ones to play with. So if you have a good indicator, uh, it works. Here, I'll even mark it up a little bit here. Here we've got a point where we cross. Now this is showing a cross right here. But this point is not a trade because we don't have a cross on this. We're still looking down. But if we look around, we're still within range when we come back to cross here. So this is a trade and not a bad one. Now let's go back and here we have a cross. Here we've got multiple. Here we have our indicator. We've got an upward cross on our Heikin Heikin-Ashi RSI and our normalized MACD. We've got a cross. So this one is a good buy. It's in the red. It's not one that I would say buy typically. But even as I say that, this is one that I've studied. You know, I know how it moves. You look if you watch some of these crypto coins, you start to learn how they move, how they work, and it's in those instances that you can start to buy even when you're in the red. And I kind of feel that way whenever I'm looking at ENS right at the moment. So, but I mean, you look at these and you get this one right here. You get the buy signal, buy, sell, 4.2%. You know, and it's doing that all day long, every day, and that's on the 5 minute chart. So, man, since 6 a.m. Let's just see if we. I just wanted to go through this. Okay, I think that redid the stream. So we're sitting right now. We've got one buy, two buys. I want to look and see how many buys at 5% that we could have in a day trading this one. So 1, 2. This is not. Here we got a crossover going up. It is. it's a good, and at that point we got a good mark as well. I would say that this is a good one, so we're gonna just check it and we'll mark it. It's a 2% trade. It's still not bad. You know, we set there, we go there, and this one's probably gonna end up a loser, but it's still one trade that we would make. Uh, and here we go back. No, we don't make those trades. This is the trade we make. Yes. We have all indicators, every indicator showing that we make this trade. There's one. Uh, we get the indicator here, but we are on a downward slope, so we do not make that trade. We only have one indicator, and that's this one. The Heikin Ashi isn't even giving us a really good sign, so I think we do not make that trade. Let's go continue. Okay, this one right here, we have this nice crossover here. We have the break. So yeah, I think we have to make this trade right there. Let's see. That's it going up. We're going down. Yeah, here we go. Marking up, up, and that's a good trade right there. So boom, boom, and boom. That's a good trade. Here's an here's another one. We got up. We just crossed over. So there's another good trade right there on that candle. Okay. So in one day, let's see. Doing all one day right here. So from this one, okay. We're doing boom to boom, 5%. And looks like the one, so from boom to boom, another 5%. Pretty clear right here on the bottom. Boom, boom, 3%. So we're looking at 5, 5, 3, 13% in a day. This 1.3 if it's not a loser, because honestly, I think this one would end up being something that we end up taking a loss on, because we make this bid. We're gonna set our stop loss to be right there, and then we're gonna set our yeah. Yeah, if you look at this right here, this is how I would have played it. This is how I would have bought it. I would have lost out on this trade because we would have hit the stop loss and stopped out at uh what do we got? 1% trade, 1% stop loss. So we would have lost a percent right there. I would have made the trade because everything looked good, but this would have been a failed trade. So then we take and drop it all the way down, and here we got our cross. Do I take this cross? Why wouldn't I take this cross? We got a good. Okay, at the point where we cross, right there, still got a good gap, and this one doesn't look. So the blue here is headed upwards, it's not until two more frames later that I get a cross on here and the candle is red. So I don't think I buy here. I think I would buy this one though. We're all looking in the past and everything, so but this is a buy, and that's right there. That's where I would buy in at, and that's another 4%. So we're at 17%, and then our last buy here for the day would have been right here. This is only if you're watching this particular one all day long. And I think that's probably all I would do is that 2% right there. That's 18% in a day. And you've got one loss uh, that I'm seeing that I would have taken. I would have I would have had that loss, no problem. All the rest of these, you always do your stop loss. So when you set it, you set your stop loss to the lowest point. You set it at 2 to 1, and there you go. Boom. As you can see, we got most of that gain. Same thing here. We're going to do boom. We're going to set our stop loss to the bottom of the wick, and we're going to pull this candle up to 2 to 1, and there we go. We got our right up near the top. There's our 3.44%. This is 2.41%. That's how I would have set these up, and this isn't a hindsight thing. This is how I trade. So, uh, that one I just told you that one would have been a loss. This one, however, this one right here is one of the ones that looks a little bit difficult to trade because the bottom is right here. But in this instance, what you do is you go down to the 200 right here. This is your 200 line, this red line right here, and then you bring it up to two. That gives you the two to one, and that's still a winner. So on that one, we end up with 2.89%, and over here, right, here's where we buy in. Boom. All right, and we come down. This is our lowest, and we bring it up to two. There. And we still have our winner. Our very first trade of the day. So we come to this one. We have our boom, boom, and there. Wait. Alright. There's my trade. Boom. So we bring this one down here. We do 2 to 1. And on this one, yeah, that's all I'm getting on it. You know, sometimes you take early on the sheer account of that's what you can get. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Granted, this one rose a whole lot more, but when I set up my stop loss, this is where I intend to buy. This is where I intend to sell. I know it all right off the bat. And that's what you got to do. I mean, you have to stay true to what your plans are, your goals are, in order to be successful, especially if you're doing these quick little trades like I try to do, because I mean, you you're either making money or you're losing money, and if you don't know where to set your stop loss in order to get a gain, then you might as well just step out of the business anyway, right? And anyway, with that being said, I think we are going to call it an episode right here, and uh, catch you guys in the next one.